Anyway, let's jump ship from Bandai Namco and head to Square Enix.
Oh, nice.
Squeenix.
Final Fantasy.
Squeenix seems like they're actually giving a crap now. Remember how
Mhm.
before, a couple years before, we were like, ugh, they're gonna die.
Yeah, ever since last year, it seems like they've been given more of a crap of E3 than they ever have. So, Final Fantasy 15, we already talked about that partially last week, so I really don't think we need to mention anything
Yeah.
else about that. Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, I
Comes out
definitely
when?
do believe. June 20.
Next month.
Yeah,
Look at
June
that.
20. So about a week or two. Yeah, a couple weeks after E3.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally get the final nit and gritty of Star Ocean 5 being shown off at E3 right before it releases. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably see a final release trailer at
Of course.
from them at the Electronic Entertainment Expo this year.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly,
Um,
this Star Ocean game, I definitely think it looks a lot more enjoyable than The Last Hope.
yeah, it looks more in line with what you expect from a Star Ocean game, unlike the last installment, which was The Last Hope,
Mm-hmm.
which was 2008, correct?
2009 to be exact.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah, it was originally an Xbox 360 exclusive,
Yeah.
but then it went to PS3 because of how bad the sales were, and they made an internet. That was Star Ocean: The Last Hope International.
International, yep.
But in terms of Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, this definitely looks like a game that, it makes you wish this is what Star Ocean 4 should have ended up as.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
with Star Ocean, The Last Hope, I thought that they played things way too safe, not only from the story, but just from the gameplay itself. Because story, wasn't really big in favor of that, especially when it came to the characters
Yeah, agreed.
and the voice acting, for that matter. I thought the voice acting was atrocious in that game. I mean, I have no disregard for like Matthew Mercer and Laura Bailey voicing the main hero and heroine of that game.
It's director, whoever directed that game is basically, you have a bone to pick with, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. The voice director or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I heard the dub for Integrity and Faithlessness on the main characters. I think it was Miki, and who was the main male lead? Let me check real quick on Wikipedia, because we all know that Wikipedia is a good source sometimes. That would actually be what is it? Fidel. That's what his name is,
Whoa.
or
Which Fidel?
Fidel.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. But yeah, Fidel and Miki, they actually sound a lot more believable than what both Reiji or Renji or whatever her name was, as well as Edge from The Last Hope. Like I said,
Right.
I have no disregard for Matthew Mercer and Laura Bailey. I think they're great voiceovers, but I really don't think that they were the best voices for the characters in The Last Hope, along with the others that they used from, I think, mostly from the Funimation voice dubs and that they had back during the time that they used for
Back
The Last
then,
Hope.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. I definitely pre-ordered the collector's edition from the Square Enix online shop, so I'm getting the collector's edition that has the Pan Galactic Federation ID card.
Oh, nice.
And when it comes to Star Ocean, or Integrity and Faithlessness to be exact, it kind of makes me wonder, what does Earth, or what involvement does Earth have with this new story? Because it doesn't seem like there's any human or Earthling characters involved in the main party.
Mm.
It seems like they're all centered around this new planet, which is called Faycreed, which is 6,000 light years away from Earth.
Hmm.
And that the planet Earth, or those from the Pan Galactic Federation who are Earthlings, have a really big involvement in the storyline for Star Ocean.
Yeah, not only that, but isn't this an inter? Is this a? Is this an interquel between 2 and 3, if I recall correctly?
Correct. So it's taken
I thought
place
so.
200 years after the second game and 200 years before the third game.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder, as somewhat of a Star Ocean nut, what does Earth have to do with the whole story for integrity and faithlessness, and what Judeo-Christian references are we going to expect from the main antagonist this time around? Because that's always been a series staple since the first game, where Asmodeus was, or the demon god Asmodeus was one of the main antagonists in the first game, and whereas the god's 10 wise men, with one of them being Gabriel, being the main antagonist of the second game, and I think Lucifer, who was renamed as Luther in Star Ocean 3, was the main antagonist in that game.
I still think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
They had the balls to make fun of angels, but when it came to the fallen angel, oh, that's going too far.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah, it really makes...
Who's what's their motives?
Yeah, what fallen angels are going to be referenced in the new game. Mm-hmm. Even if they have the balls to actually mention that. Anyway, but yeah, Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness is definitely going to show up at E3. It's going to be released on June 28th, exclusively for the PS4 in the Western market. Mm-hmm. And next game, Jeff, I know you're probably going to be more excited to talk about this one from Square, and that's Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're definitely the one who knows about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you this, with all the IDOS properties, I gotta give Square Enix credit that they've been more in line with being respectful to the legacy that is the IP of Deus Ex than what I can say with both Tomb Raider and Thief.
You mean
but
Thief?
Yeah, Thief, thank you.
Oh God, stop!
About to say, what are you doing giving respect to this game?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what's wrong? Wait, but yeah, I really like what they're going the direction of Deus Ex. The only disappointing thing I had was your once again reprising the role of Adam Jensen from the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought the way that the game ended was ambiguous. It sounded like he died from the events of that game. So I thought you were playing a new protagonist, but it kind of surprised me that they're actually pulling the same thing that the one where you talked about earlier, BioWare in regards to Mass Effect Andromeda, that they're going to be ambiguous as what happened after the last game, Deus Ex 3, going into Mankind Divided.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I'm really looking forward to see more of what's going to be shown at E3 in regards to Deus Ex.
Yeah, I really hope that the game does sell well, because after what happened with the backlash, that was the how to build your collector's edition last year.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, people, it's been a year. They probably forgot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Jerry, have you ever played the Deus Ex games, or is Mankind of... No, so you have no hearsay in Mankind Divided. I'd started to play a little bit of Human Revolution when it came out on the Wii U in the Director's Cut, and then I recently picked up the PC version when it was in a summer sale last year.
Nice.
Yeah, and I really do enjoy it. I definitely think it's a very, very good stealth action RPG, and I know a lot of people like to take for granted some of the mechanics that were introduced in Deus Ex that was done by Warren Spector back during the PS2 heyday, with like the item management mechanics that you saw in Resident Evil 4. It actually came from Deus Ex, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely take that for granted, but you listen to Deus Ex fans will say, hey, that's already been done in the first Deus Ex, so I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to RE4.
Pretty much.
Uh-huh. Now, Square Enix said that they have plans to release some brand new news about the future of Tomb Raider at E3.
Well, I'm not surprised. It is the 20th anniversary of the franchise.
So, is it going to be a brand new game that takes place after Rise of the Tomb Raider, or is it going to be something in relation to the new game?
No, I think you know what I really think it is.
What?
I think it's going to be a remake.
A remake to the original
I'd
again?
Hope. I mean, because honestly, I'd rather have
not the original. I'm thinking
like maybe part 2.
I'm thinking more of 2, yeah, because that still to this day is the best-selling title in the entire franchise.
That's personally my favorite one. Although, what's the bet that it's going to be Tomb Raider Re-Rises?
Oh God!
Oh, for God's sakes!
You know, I'll say this right now. I played every Tomb Raider game from the first one to the 2013 reboot. Rise of Tomb Raider was the first Tomb Raider game I couldn't even finish completing, dude. I am not even joking. I hated that game as much as I did the 2013 reboot. Like, the overall character changes in regards to lore, the story I cannot stand. I cannot stand that as a story in the Tomb Raider franchise. And the most cardinal sin they have done, even with the 2013 reboot. The name is Tomb Raider, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Why in the hell are tombs still in the background?
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing that's pissing me off with like, and the sad thing is I love Crystal Dynamics. They're a great developer. It's just the thing that pisses me off is just like, how can they do it so well the first time around with games like Tomb Raider Legend, Tomb Raider Anniversary, and especially Tomb Raider Underworld, and now completely botch it up with 2 recent releases of this so-called new revised reboot because they're trying to cash in on the freaking Uncharted craze.
Well, I was going to say, guess what? Because if they're going to piss us off even further with Tomb Raider, their big announcement, we're going to remake Angel of Darkness. The worst entry in the original canon of Tomb Raider.
That game wasn't even finished, man. I remember all the bugs.
Exactly.
Oof. It'd be hilarious if if they did it and it was actually good because we actually took the time to finish it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. However, I would not be surprised because how people are saying, oh, look, they're getting the revenue back from the PC release and the inevitable PS4 release later this year in regards to Rise. That's true, but people tend to forget that the sales for both the Xbox One and 360 respectively and combined were abysmal, especially in its native country of the United Kingdom. Even at its launch. I gotta tell you, I think the next one, I'm calling it right now. I think the next one's gonna be a reboot, and it's not gonna be done by Crystal Dynamics. And I'll tell you right now, I don't get why they did that reboot of 2013 for a game like Tomb Raider, when in fact they had the perfect IP to do the changes that they did for another IP, and that was Fear Effect. All the changes they did in Tomb Raider, that made more sense for a game like Fear Effect than Tomb Raider and what Crystal Dynamics changed.
And speaking of which, that new Fear Effect game that they're working on is fully funded on Kickstarter, so a PS4, Xbox One, and PC release is going to happen in the future.
You know what? I hate to say this, but I wish it wasn't going to Xbox One. And this is coming from a scorned Xbox user, but hear me out. It's not going to do good on Xbox because look at how many times these sort of genres have gone on the Xbox platform. They have bombed abysmally sales-wise.
Yeah.
Like, I applaud the Xbox division of Microsoft for trying, but they need to realize their fans don't give a rat's ass, and that's the sad thing. And also too, like especially with Fear Effect being more of an established IP with PlayStation, it made more sense to be a console exclusive in regards to the PlayStation brand. Hell, instead of an Xbox One release, why isn't there one for PlayStation Vita?
Speaking of which, why haven't we seen Fear Effect 1 and 2 re-release on the PS1 classics on the PS3 or even the PlayStation TV or PS Vita?
You know, that's one thing I'm hoping to hear announced at PlayStation's event this year, especially with the funding that was Senda, which is essentially the 4th installment. And that's one more thing I gotta give the developer Sushi and Square Enix the credit on that. Unlike Tomb Raider, which they had to reboot for unknown reasons the second time, when the first time was done flawlessly by Crystal Dynamics. This is the thing I find weird in regards to the reboot, the unnecessary reboot of 2013's Tomb Raider and the recent release of 2015's Rise of Tomb Raider. Those procs were unnecessary, where a game like Fear Effect that has been in dormancy since the cancellation of the 2003-2004 release of Fear Effect Inferno for the PlayStation 2.
Uh-huh.
How many years has that been from 2003 to now 2016? 13 years at best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
12 to 13 years at best. Okay, for IP that's been in dormancy for that long, that length of time, they're not doing a reboot. This is essentially Fear Effect 4. They're taking the elements, the story elements that were going to be in Inferno, and going full steam ahead with a full-fledged sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I have more respect for Sushi and Square Enix for doing that than the bastardization of what they did at Tomb Raider. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really pissed as a fan of the franchise in regards to Tomb Raider. I am not looking forward to the third game.
Okay.
All right.
So we're late. Keep going.
Yeah.
I know.
What's
So-
next year?
Anyway, I just want to say, Crystal Dynamics, go back to making Gex games, please. But,
Yes, I would prefer that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think
Anyway,
everyone would.
Nier Automata.
Nier.
We already talked about this last week for the PS4, so we don't have to mention
That's
anything
true.
about that. But Kingdom Hearts 3, I forgot
Right.
to talk about this last
How
week.
did we forget? Oh, you know that.
That's
huge
gonna be.
franchise?
You know what
Oh.
the announcement is? It's either gonna be said in the. It's gonna be either in development still or 2019 release.
Yeah, I
Call
know,
it.
PS5,
Oh, jeez.
Xbox.
PS5.
Xbox 420.
Oh
You
jeez.
get it. You get
Oh,
it.
God.
You get the
You know what the sad thing is, Jerry, in regards to that inevitable announcement? You know that could be the potential of the Xbox's new name.
Yeah.
Just because of the fan base that is the Xbox fanboys? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, I think we're going to get the first trailer of at least the English voice cast. So, like, people like Hallie Joel Osment, as well as David Gallagher and Hayden Panettiere or whatever, or Panettiere or whatever her name is, voicing Sora, Riku, and Kairi, respectively. I wonder if we're going to be hearing the first glimpse of English voice work for
At least.
Kingdom Hearts 3 at E3 this year.
Give us that.
We
much.
kind of did last year's event.
Oh, did we?
We kind of did last year's event. I think this supposed trailer or update trailer we're gonna get for KH3. I think this is gonna be the first full-fledged story trailer we're gonna get because we still know jack about the
That's
story
true.
of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Not to mention, I think we'll finally get a release date for Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Prologue.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Yep,
And thank God it's on PS4.
I know.
But
I'm still confused of why they didn't release the last two HD releases for PS4 digitally at least.
yeah, I don't know why. Maybe that's an announcement that they'll have at E3 this year. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Final Fantasy VII Remake, we already talked about
we talked
that.
in depth about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the next three games, the Turing Test and Black the Fall from Square Enix, I think they're part of the Square Enix collective that they have going on.
Collective? Yeah.
And I am Setsuna.
No, I Am Setsuna. That's actually a full-fledged game coming from them from Tokyo RPG Factory. And I think that was the main one.
Yeah, that new studio that they announced last year at their presser. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's the one that is supposed to go back to the roots.
Yeah.
JRPG.
That's so much that they're taking influence from Chrono Trigger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other two you said are what?
The Turing Test and Black
Yeah,
the Fall.
but what's they're made differently or?
Oh, the Collective. The Collective is that Kickstarter pitch that Square Enix created a couple years back.
Oh, okay.
So that way,
That's
way,
how Fear Effect Senna came to be to begin with.
yeah. So like any legacy IPs from Square Enix or Eidos could try to see if there is an audience enough to actually want a new game out of those franchises. But I Am Setsuna, and that's coming out this summer as well in the United States.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big Star Ocean fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the new game, but I'm more excited for I Am Setsuna.
And yeah, agreed. I am definitely looking forward to this game wholeheartedly. I think more so than I am Star Ocean, to be honest.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Yeah, because if this is like if Tokyo RPG Factory is a true return to form for how Square Enix was back in their heyday, and if this actually does well, then I think this is actually a good step in the right direction for the company. If they want to try to make RPGs that were more akin to the Golden Age, while they actually have their own development studio working on more newer, entries of their popular franchises, whereas the Tokyo RPG Factory can work on new IPs altogether that are done in old school JRPG format.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I think they said that this is coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam, if I'm not mistaken, for I Am Setsuna.
Yeah,
I think
so.
the only confirmation I know that it's coming out for PS4 and PC. I don't know in regards to Xbox One.
Yeah, but
Because what's the chances of a JRPG selling there?
yeah,
Sadly, 0 to none.
0 to none. But
What?
But
You
with
mean
Square
slim to none?
Slim to none.
Because I
think that's
my brain just heard
Yeah, that's-
0 to none. I was like, wait, that means the same thing.
Yeah, probably more realistic to say slim to none. But other than that,
Yeah, thank you.
Square Enix definitely has a huge presence this year at E3, and I
know.
definitely think that is good for them from what.
It's like they're like, wait a minute, let's go back to form, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And all that, but I'm surprised since they have a big presence, since they're basically taking the booth that where EA used to be at the expo. Why aren't they doing another press release like they did last year?
Yeah,
I have a question.
because then they announced one right before E3 started that they were going to do a presser.
I have a question.
Maybe that's the case. What's up?
Where's Dragon Quest?
Yes, there needs to be news on Dragon Quest 11 or possibly 10.
Yeah.
Or how about the re-releases on DS, which I won't be surprised we will hear from that freaking treehouse.
Or the release of or a new trailer for Dragon Quest Heroes 2, the Warriors Musou game.
Oh yeah,
At least.
yeah, that's right.
And I still have Dragon Quest Heroes on the PS4, and that game is awesome for a Musou game.
I still want to pick that up.
Yeah, me too.
But other than that, we definitely look forward to seeing what Square Enix has in store at E3 this year. So let's go talk about Capcom. I'm sorry.
Crapcom.
So possibly Resident Evil 7 is going to be announced.
Oh yeah.
And,
I mean, come on, dude! It's the 20th anniversary.
They even
this year,
said
dude.
that
I mean,
we're making one, and it's going to go back to its roots. And
A full
from Sirkin Toto, who was very reliable on Twitter.
and it's going to be a full scale game. So think of it kind of like some of their other games that they have that are full scale, like Monster Hunter, for instance.
And all that, but they have to because we heard from from Capcom themselves like 2 weeks ago in regards to their financial briefing from 2015 going into 2016, that they had 3 unannounced games slated for fiscal year 2017.
Yes, and Monster Hunter Generations or Monster Hunter Cross has already released in Japan, and we're getting that game in July. So Resident Evil 7 has to be 1 out of 3 of those big announcements. So what do you think the other 2 announcements are? Because I really hope to God there's a new Devil May Cry. I've been clamoring for one, or like a new Dino Crisis or Onimusha.
You know what? I just want to see the meltdown that would eventually happen on NeoGaf. DMC2 Devil May Cry.
Oh,
the thing is
I love the
I'd
game
actually
as
like that,
is, and even as a fan of DMC, I just would love to see the freaking meltdown, the fanboys saying, "Oh, this is not the game that we wanted."
it's the new adventures of Dante.
But we wanted Uncle Dante. Why do you call him that? Because he's anime. Oh God.
But with Resident Evil 7, if they do plan to announce it, I wonder who they're going to have as the main protagonist, because we had Leon and Chris in the previous game. Are we going to see a return of Jill Valentine as the main character, or maybe even someone like Rebecca Chambers or Billy Cohen coming back?
Actually, you know what? No, I think Rebecca will be more suitable for like a Revelation Revelations 3 because they did in a recent diary celebrating the 20th anniversary of the franchise. The topic was the Revelations series, and it sounds like they are making a Revelations 3. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rebecca Chambers was to be the main protagonist in that game. Plus, it would tie into the upcoming movie that's also going to be featuring her
and Chris
and Leon. Yeah.
Yes. You know what? That actually make a lot of sense, and I agree with you.
See, I know my shit in regards to Resident Evil.
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm not even a.
But yeah, with RE7, or if RE7's gonna have just like dual, like lots of main protagonists, how about we have a mashup with both either Jill or Claire, or maybe even Jill with Leon for once, because they haven't been in tandem in any game at all.
That would be interesting, yeah.
And I really thought that was the case with RE6 when it came to both Leon and Helena, because I really thought that Helena was Jill when looking at her. And I'd be
Pretty much.
Oh God, so finally they're going to be working together for a game for once.
A lot of people like to bash RE6, and I was one of them at launch, because of how abysmally optimized to me it was for the last gen consoles at the time. But I gotta tell you now, with the recent re-release on PS4 and Xbox One, I would definitely recommend highly to pick it up to try it out for yourself, because I don't think people realize, but going from 30 to 60 can really change the overall tone of your game. And that's what, for me, RE6 was. And
I still have the PC version on my computer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go pick up the PS4, Xbox One, or even the PC release that was released a year after the initial launch of the PS3 and 360 version. Because I can tell you, once you play the game at 60, it feels much better. Like the gameplay, you can see why people are saying this is the best in the RE series.
Yes, agreed.
And I will say right now, Leon's personality in 6, that's what he should have been in 4. For me, I just didn't like his personality. I just didn't like the characterization of Leon in 4. It just felt too much
tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, like too close to Devil May Cry territory, which, ironically enough, is not how Devil May Cry became to be, which was originally supposed to be RE4, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah. But, so definitely it seems like Resident Evil 7 is going to be a must-given, but do you think that will probably be a special announcement at Sony's press event as an exclusive?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Or do you think Nintendo might pull some strings and make it exclusive for the NX, the upcoming NX, like they did with the RE4 for the GameCube?
If that's the case, I think we would hear like what we did with Square Enix last year when they finally announced Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to first to PlayStation.
Okay. Umbrella Corps. That should be another given that's going to be showed off.
I'm really looking forward to playing a game. It looks actually fun. It looks like what Operation Raccoon City should have been.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say that, and you're absolutely right about that with Umbrella Corps. And that really disappointed me about Operation Raccoon City. It didn't feel like it was streamlined. It felt clunky, like when it came to Slant 6 Games and when they worked on their own SOCOM games. It felt like you were just playing SOCOM, but set in the Resident Evil universe, but with those same clunky mechanics. But this, this on the other hand, this actually looks fun.
Oh yeah, but that's the sad thing about Operation Raccoon City. A lot of people said that style doesn't fit the RE universe. Have you ever seen the Umbrella Corps themselves?
No.
It does fit. The problem was it was just too ambitious. Like, because you were doing not only the Umbrella operatives, but you're also playing survivors from the RPD and stars. It's like there was like 3 factions that you were playing as.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they just sold on one faction alone and just went with that, I could tell you it would be a better streamlined title if they just stuck to their guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is what Capcom realized, and they're doing, and they're rectifying with Umbrella Corps, because I feel like Umbrella Corps is what Operation Raccoon City should have been.
So, Umbrella Corps, this is going to be a download title only?
Download title only for both PS4 and PC.
Oh, okay. Now, Monster Hunter Generations, already talked about that. What do you think the possibility of there being, like, the first teaser trailer for Resident Evil 2 Remake?
Highly likely at PlayStation Experience, but there could be some chance at E3 Sony this year.
Okay.
I think it's more realistic because PlayStation Experience usually happens around December.
Mm-hmm.
So to give it enough time to make fully make a trailer for that time, unlike E3.
Okay.
But I'm not throwing out saying that it can't happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now with Street Fighter V, do you think we'll get a tease for 2017 season pass characters?
I don't know about next year, but
Maybe
I don't think next year. I think the remainder of this.
Yeah, they'll probably announce who's coming soon of the Ibuki, Uri, and Juri and Balrog. Like who's coming and when, and the story mode, how that's gonna look.
I mean, honestly, with how much even the CEO took it on a nose, saying, "Yeah, we royally screwed up with Street Fighter V as of recent," because of their whole fiscal report saying that they're gonna double down on making quality products once more.
Mm-hmm.
That they're gonna focus more on that. You can tell that Street Fighter V bombed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else sold it? Naruto and Pokken.
Yeah, Pokken.
I mean, just from the way that not only Capcom was talking, but even the CEO just recently.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say this, but I feel like how much Street Fighter V bombed. In the same regard that Rise of the Tomb Raider bombed with its initial launch for the Xbox One and 360, respectively. That badly.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not that far-fetched, possibly, right?
Yeah, no.
Definitely
No.
not.
All
right.
Okay, so Capcom, we're already done talking about them.
Done, yeah.
Yeah, so we really don't know what they're going to announce at E3, but hopefully they'll announce something good. But 2K Games, not really that much to announce from them, except for their new WWE game, obviously.
And a new NBA game.
I was going to say, sports and WWE. Of course I'm interested in WWE.
However, there was a recent report stating that Rockstar's next game is definitively coming out next year for a 2017 release. So we might be finding out what Rockstar's next game is here.
Now's the time to announce it.
Oh,
and all that.
I hope to God it's not Grand Theft Auto 6.
I don't know. No, I don't think it is. With all the crap that's been supposedly going off Rockstar, especially with GTA, I don't think it's GTA. I don't think it's another GTA. I think the possibility of a new Red Dead or a new LA Noire is more likely than, say, a GTA, to be honest.
I want a new Bully.
That, too. A lot of people... Dude, that thing is going on for years about Bully 2. So that's more likely than a GTA 6 at the time being. However... If there's one thing I do know that might be announced at this year's E3, there's been a lot of freaking press. There's been a lot of press of the possibility of a BioShock collection for PS4 and Xbox One.
So, like a
I'm saying Rain Pros.
Like a fully optimized PC version converted to PS4 and Xbox One of all games. Yeah.
BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Hell, I wouldn't mind. I would definitely double dip again.
I would too. Well, especially for BioShock Infinite. But
definitely.
Anyway, Aksys Games, and there was one I forgot to put on the list, but I'll get to that very shortly. But Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. So I think Jerry's looking forward to this one.
Oh my god, yes.
Very close to Revelator.
Jam is finally coming out in it. Johnny.
That's awesome.
Even more of a story mode.
That's good.
I like Street Fighter.
Which continues on the previous story mode, which is like nuts that they'd say, yeah, we'll even do more. Like, what? Yo,
I know.
You don't even gotta do this. Yet Street Fighter's like, we'll come out 6 months later.
We'll come out eventually.
I really don't know if we'll hear anything new about the new Blaze Blue after Chrono Phantasma.
That's right.
Since they just announced that the new Blaze Blue is currently in development or currently out in Japan right now, or one of the
probably
two.
Will.
Yeah, they'll probably will.
Yeah. Which I'm also excited for. Unlike some people who only like Guilty Gear, like, excuse me, Blaze Blue's fine. I can like.
They're both equally great IPs.
In my eyes, they are, but some people would say that that's wrong, and Guilty Gear's the only one.
I mean, hell, I'm more of a GG fan, but I like both. So
yeah, exactly. Zero Time Dilemma. The 3DS exclusive.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
3DS getting more love than anything else. Again.
God damn it, Sony! Why did you botch up the Vita?
Now, isn't Zero Time a Dilemma based on a survival horror type of franchise?
Yeah. Isn't it based off of the series that starred 999?
Yes.
Oh, so it's another. Okay.
Another one of those games. Yes.
Yeah, this is the third installment to that franchise.
Yeah, the final installment as well.
Oh, really? It's a trilogy. Okay.
Yeah, Zero Time Dilemma is the third in the trilogy, so it's the final one.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new.
Yeah. Have any of you played any of the games related to Zero Time Dilemma, or at least 999?
I've only played 999, sadly.
They gave the second one for free on Plus, and it's in my library. Still never actually played it.
I gotta get a chance to play the second one at least.
I mean, those type of games, I don't have the time for.
and of course, when it comes to Aksys Games, they're also and the 3DS, of course, they're going to be releasing Corpse Party.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
the
uncensored.
Uncensored, the 3DS version. Yep. Shiren the Wanderer, the Tower of Fortune, and the Dice of Fate.
Okay, I've only heard this name and title, so what game is this exactly?
I am not that 100% certain. I would have to do a lookup, or one of us will have to do it.
Okay, so so we're both in
the
same dark. Okay, that's good to know.
Shiren the Wanderer. Here we go. Shiren the Wanderer may refer to Mystery Dungeon, a video game series. Mystery Dungeon.
Oh, Mystery Dungeon.
Yep. And this is a Vita and DS usually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a subset of the larger Mystery Dungeon series. This game coming out.
Oh, so it's a sub-series. All right.
Yeah. It was originally came out in 2010 in Japan as a DS exclusive, but now it's coming out in the West on July 26th on the PS Vita exclusively.
Wow, so the Vita is getting a 6-year-old port. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And it came out last year in June for the Vita in Japan, but now it's finally getting a Western release. So,
if you like East and those types of...
Well, roguelike, role-playing games like
roguelike,
East.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely try that out then. I'm into that subgenre of RPGs.
It's worth checking out, definitely.
So, roguelike gameplay like Grimrock on the PC.
Yeah.
It also has it also has multiplayer.
And even the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. So, yeah. And even has the multiplayer, as you just said there, Jerry. But the other game from Aksys, and I cannot believe that I left this out, but the new River City Ransom SP.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because Aksys' subsidiary and the developer of Guilty Gear, they got the rights to River City Ransom, correct?
Yeah, and all of Technos Japan's property, so like Double Dragon, for instance.
Yes! If this River City Ransom is good, then yes.
What?
Not only this River City Ransom, but that supposed sequel that got funded from Kickstarter all those years back.
Oh yeah, I remember that, yep. That Kickstarter, yep.
I wonder if Arc System Works is going to announce something related to that at this year's E3 too.
I hope.
You know what else we need to see?
What?
Billy and Jimmy Lee in Guilty Gear. Because if nobody remembers, there was a game that was unrelated, but it was supposed to be a Double Dragon game, Rage of the Dragons. That was a fighter.
Yes, it was.
So maybe they'll make this Rage of the Dragons like a spiritual successor, using the actual Billy and Jimmy Lee.
I'd like that.
Don't you mean Bimmy and Jimmy Lee?
Bimmy and Jammy.
Oh boy. But yeah, hopefully we hear something new in relation to that. And I think, didn't they say that it was coming out on 3DS? The new River City Ransom? It's a 3DS game? Or is it a...
Oh yeah, that's right. I think you're right about that, Kyle. Because I remember something relating to the 3DS in regards to Double Dragon. I mean, not Double Dragon, River City Ransom, so you're probably right about that.
Mm-hmm. Well... we'll have to wait till E3 to see if they have anything announced. Atlus, Persona 5, that's going to be a major given.
I was talking about this earlier when talking about Star Ocean, but what's the feeling that this game, when it comes to it's PS3 as well, but what's to say that that's only in Japan and in North America we just get PS4?
It's PS4, yeah, come on.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're going to announce.
Yeah, I thought they announced that it was exclusive for PS4.
It was cross-gen.
Oh.
Because it took so long. Because the
originally was announced back in 2014.
It took so long that PS4 came out, and they're like, well, might as well do a PS4 version.
Convert it to PS4 as well, too. But yeah, Jerry, I think you hit the nail right on its head. I think they're going to do that. And I think it's completely fine because, exactly. I mean, look at how many units of the PS4 have sold since launch. 40 million worldwide. It makes more sense over here to just release the PS4 version and just have both the PS4 version and the PS3 version released overseas in Japan. That makes more of a business sense.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Also, U.S. release date, because it was going to be simultaneous. I don't know now.
I don't know if we're going to bring this up with regards to Atlus or Sega, but Yakuza?
Yakuza 5 or the new Yakuza? Zero?
The new Yakuza.
Zero, yeah, because 5's already out for PS3.
The reason why I'm saying either because I don't know who was going to be announcing it, because I know Yakuza 0 is going to have a big presence at E3. I just don't remember which one is going to be, if it's at Sega's booth or if they even have one, or at Atlus this year.
I don't know. But
another thing I want to hear from Atlus, since sadly this game is still exclusive to the Vita, a re-release of Persona 4 Golden for the PS4 needs to be announced.
Yes! If they want to make that real money.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
And speaking of Atlus, I think we'll definitely hear some more about Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, a better title than the original Japanese title, which is Final.
Oh, boy.
They use that. Japanese people love using that for every game.
How much they like the word...
There was even a Super Robot Wars Final, and guess what? There's been like 50 million after that, so that was kind of a dumb.
Yeah, I know.
Seeing as how much Japan likes the word new in games, and they think it's a brand new game, like New Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, Jesus.
Gosh, we can make fun of that as well as Final.
Even Megami Tensei has that word new in it, because that's what Shin means.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because there was originally just Megami Tensei, then Shin Megami Tensei.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'll never play.
That's right. Yes. But I still don't get, like, how in the hell can both Shin Megami Tensei and Persona be supposedly in the same universe? That's the thing I never can get.
You'd have to play Shin Megami Tensei if.
Okay.
If is where a lot of Persona's subsystems and stuff were introduced, and then
like take for example Drakengard. One of the endings, I think it was either in Drakengard 1 and 2, that strayed into its own path and led to Nier.
Yep.
Yes, I get that, but it's just like
if one of
I got that.
Basically says, okay, here's Persona Universe.
Okay, that explains a lot. So, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how DC and all their universes, which we'll talk about off camera.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh. And Sega.
Sega.
Supposedly they have something planned. Supposedly they have something planned for Sonic the Hedgehog's 25th anniversary. Not only from E3, but of course, like from.
I'm just gonna announce it right here.
San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con and other stuff, but.
Oh, the mighty have fucking fallen.
You know what?
Jesus.
You know what, guys? You know what?
What?
I'm just gonna announce it right here. I was gonna save it for E3. They were gonna announce it, but I'll announce it right here as an exclusive for y'all. They bought the rights to Dave the Hedgehog, and they're gonna announce a new game right at E3 starring Dave.
Dave the what?
Dave the Hedgehog.
It's a joke.
Because
of how much closely in bankruptcy Sega is that they'll take anything.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I want a Sega Tasanshiro game for once, please. A legit one, a beat 'em up. Like, where the hell is that? Or where's Streets of Rage?
I was gonna say, where's Streets of Rage 4?
I mean, we're getting a new Shinobi movie. Where's a new Shinobi?
Where's Shenmue 1 and 2? Since 3 is coming out.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of weird.
And I find that PR comment complete BS. they couldn't go with Sony since 3 is exclusively coming out for that console in regards to consoles. You know what I mean? They can't make a deal with Sony to release both 1 and 2 on their platform.
Right.
Right.
Like I'm really hoping Sega turns it around. And from what we've been hearing, especially with their PC market, it sounds like they are. But they really need to show. They really need to show.
If Valkyria Chronicles 1, the remaster sold, which, according to my friends list, everybody's playing that. Literally, everybody on my friends list is playing Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. I'm like, oh,
that's
now
great to hear.
Yeah,
now
is
y'all
good.
playing, which is good. Maybe 3 Remastered, the one that never came over here?
I hope.
I don't think so. That's a shot in the dark. Expect at least recent game to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I'm saying in regards to how poor Sega is at the moment, dude. You know what I mean?
With the sales of 1 showing that there's a market.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Think.
Okay, and last but not least is Playtonic Games Yooka-Laylee.
Yes, the game that's finally I guess what is this? A spiritual successor?
Now I actually want a serious successor to Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah.
Yes.
But I actually want to hear this news because I only saw the post of its announcement yesterday. I didn't even read the news. So, what's going on with Yooka-Laylee?
We got 2 new screenshots showcasing the game in its full build so far. And awesome. I gotta tell you, the screenshots on them look gorgeous. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Here it is. And Sean Long from Nintendo Enthusiast posted this on the website, so thank you, Sean Long. You put up really great content, man. And I will send you the link right now. And there it is.
All right.
And you ought to take a look at the screenshots. They're really good, and there even is some... we even get some glimpse of the story for the game, too.
Please tell me it's something better and related to the Xbox development.
It's loading. Well,
is it still loading for you?
Well, it's not. It's my.
Okay, while it's loading,
my Mac pinwheels too much.
Okay, so if you guys want to know the story, Yooka and Laylee's adventure will take them deep inside the work halls of a banful business.
Whoa.
As the buddy duo seek out magical pages required to explore the mysterious grand tomes, this dexterous pair will seek to unlock the ancient secrets of these bewitching books as they battle to thwart corporate creep capital B and his devious scheme to absorb all the world's literature and convert them into pure profit.
So pages are the new jiggies.
I just see the green screenshot. Wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me this is some meta story about Playtonic Game back at Microsoft, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Just by the synopsis alone, you cannot tell me.
Like gameplay. It looks like a movie. The screenshot.
It really does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this just looks marvelous.
And these guys are just working with like some scraps in a cave, like Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm. You mean like Tony Stark with his own workplace?
That was a shout out to the first Iron Man movie where Jeff Bridges is trying to get the lab scientists to recreate the arc generator.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, we can't do it. And he just yells at them, Tony Stark made this with some scraps in a cave.
But, just looking at the screenshots, it looks great. The pages, which we'll dub as Jiggies 2.0, definitely does seem like it captures the old heydays of Rare feeling. And the story, it's pretty much what you can expect from, the minds of people like Greg Mails, Steve Mails, as well as Chris Sutherland, and even some of those other top-notch team members who worked at Rare. And you can definitely see it in this new project that they're working on. And they're slating to want to release this game before the end of this year.
Oh, awesome.
And I definitely think they can pull it off, too.
Mm-hmm.
And because when it came to their history with developing games, those are developed developers or people that you can actually trust to make really fun games.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to be another collect-a-thon, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, so it kind of makes me wonder what all the collectibles are going to be in it, and if it's going to be a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, are we going to have to collect like 5 Jinjos in every stage like in that game, or what are the new Jinjos for this game? Because this, just from looking at the screenshots, it's like I definitely want this game to release like right now, and so I can actually play it. But yeah, hopefully they'll showcase more at E3, which I definitely think they'll have a huge presence there as well, but maybe not as big of a grand scale like some of the other third-party companies as well as the first-party divisions. But yeah, it's good to know that an indie game like this is showing off some really significant promise at this time, and definitely going to be worth anybody's wallet to actually purchase this when it comes out. And I know that Mighty Number 9 is coming out in June as well after E3, but
supposedly.
No.
Yeah, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yes.
Well, anyways.
Do you really trust Inafune these days?
That's what
I guess that's a good point. But other than that, I really don't think there's anything left that we have to announce from third parties. I really haven't heard anything else.
You guys think out there in internet land?
I haven't really heard anything else from, like, say, WB Games, what they're working on.
If you guys think there's anything, leave us a comment.
Definitely leave us a comment, guys, and tell us the thing from which game from which third-party division you're looking forward to the most. We definitely want to hear you guys, and we definitely want you to send us your questions so that way we can actually hear or answer what you want us to talk about. Definitely, because more interaction with you guys, that we're not just some shady like dark group that doesn't like to answer people's questions. No, we're not like that. We definitely want to hear from you guys so that way we can interact with you and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely leave a comment in the comment section below to let us know what game you're looking forward to out of E3, whether it's from third parties or from first parties, as I'm pretty sure there's going to be more that's going to just, make us poo our pants in excitement, but we'll have to hold our toilet paper until that comes about with
a good analogy.
E3 in the next week. Yeah, for the next few weeks.
Pretty is.
But other than that, as we wait for the next 3 weeks for E3 to come about, or the next 4 weeks, whatever, I think this is a good spot for us to go ahead and wrap up this episode.
Yes.
So, who wants to plug first?
I'll go first this time.
Oh, okay.
All right, you guys can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/IkariRadio, IkariRadio. You can also follow me on Facebook, my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/FighterXaos, just like with everything else, usually.
And you can find them there, yo.
Save for the random Twitter and Tumblr being Ikari Radio, I'm FighterXaos pretty much everywhere else. That's FighterXaos.
It sounds like you're doing a rap number when you give your plug, with just the mentioning the letters.
Good. That means it's catchy.
It is catchy.
I need a hook. So yeah,
anyway,
Facebook.com/FighterXaos, Twitter.com/Ikari Radio. Y'all heard the spelling. IkariRadio on Twitter. Facebook, FighterXaos, and pretty much everywhere else. DeviantArt, Pixiv. Actually, no, Pixiv, I'm just Kaos. With no fighter, because that was one of the few places that nobody else took the name Kaos. Although, no, the URL is still FighterXaos, so Pixiv, DeviantArt, Facebook. Boy, if it's a place you can post pictures, I'm FighterXaos there, probably, usually. And Instagram. That's why I just say go to my Facebook, because all those links are usually right there. Tapastic, I have a webcomic, FighterXaos there as well, although the URL is different. So, again, Facebook, you'll see all those links. That's me.
Okay. So, Jeff?
For a moment, you can just
BrokenInfinite.com.
keep updated with me on... Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of which, you can keep updated with what's going on in my life over at twitter.com/60minutechef. Thankfully, everything will turn around next month, as I will be start making articles once more, hopefully for the Broken Infinite, which Jerry over here just plugged right now. So you can check that out. Hopefully by mid-June, at least.
Okay.
That should start doing articles again and editorials for thebrokeninfinite.com.
Yes.
That's it, my man.
All right. Mm-hmm. And as for me, Double RPG, you can find me on youtube.com/Double RPG Reviews, and as well as Facebook, as well as Twitter. But you'll mostly see me or find me having more activity on my YouTube page. And as I said at the beginning of the episode, I finally got finished with doing the post-production of episode 5 of my Final Fantasy retrospective. So be on the lookout for that, or I will have a link in the description for that as soon as this episode goes up, because it'll most likely, the episode I just finished up, it will most likely be on before this episode, or right after, or no, before this episode goes up. So be on the lookout for that, and I'm going to be taking like a long break, maybe at least a month's work, because that really just tired me out. But even though I had a lot of fun, but physically it made me pretty tired working on all that content, and it was I definitely have to say it's probably my magnum opus so far. But there could be others that could potentially surpass it, but maybe with Final Fantasy 12 and the Evil East Alliance, but you never know. But be on the lookout for that, and also be on the lookout for more content coming from me in the future that you won't find anywhere else, like unboxings, and I do need to get back to working on more 2 cents videos at some point. But other than that, stay glued for more coming from me in the future, as well as stay glued here to the Game Riffers' own YouTube page, as we hope to get back on track with doing more Let's Plays and even more Riff Table Arcades in the future, as well as more Ikari casts in the future, which I'm pretty sure that both Jeff and Jerry would like to do some more in the future that's related to comic books and even movies and TV shows and that kind of stuff, and I would definitely like to be a part of that more. But yeah, stay glued to here, Game Riffers, on both YouTube as well as Twitter and even Facebook, and you definitely will be satisfied with the content that we have to deliver. But anyway, guys, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to these recent 4 episodes with our Road to E3, and be on the lookout for E3, which starts on June 10th. Well, especially with Nintendo, what they have planned. But in terms of the main show, that will be June 14th.
But actually, June 12th, because that's EA.
Well, I said,
the main show, he said.
The main show, but yeah. When it comes to EA, yes, they'll have their press conference on the 12th, and be on the lookout for when we do our live streams.
We stream the main show.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, yeah.
Yeah, we stream the press conferences and stuff, so we'll definitely have more information to post to you about that, when you can find us and when you can talk to us and all that stuff. So yes, E3 is going to be here in the next few weeks, and we will definitely do our post-E3 wrap-up that's coming on that Friday afterwards, which I don't think that Jeff and Jerry will have a problem with that, or if they want to do it on the Saturday after E3. And we may actually have a guest, someone like Dane, Omega Mario, or even Carlio, or someone else who would probably like to join us to...
We've given out a lot of invitations.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this last episode of our Road to E3 predictions for 2016, and we will see you in the next few weeks for E3 2016, as we will present to you our riffs and our shits and giggles with the press conference live streams in full force. And we look forward to seeing you on Twitch or on YouTube Gaming or whatever that you feel like joining us on. Until then, this is Double RPG.
FighterXaos.
16-bit Jeff.
And we will see you in the next few weeks, and take care of yourselves, guys, and Godspeed, and game on, gamers. Have a good one.